Omar says, I really like English language, but I find it difficult to understand which vocabulary is better to use. Now, wouldn't it be nice if there were a really easy way to know which word is best to use, right? Now, why is it hard to know which word is best to use? Because language is language, and that means that it's bendy and flexible and messy. Languages are messy. Words change meaning over time. Some words go out of fashion, out of style, right? Like seldom. Who says seldom? People seldom say seldom, in fact, especially in America. Some words come into fashion and become really popular. Some words are popular for a year and then they go down again. Language evolves over time. It changes over time. Different age groups use language differently. A 16-year-old will not sound the same as a 82-year-old. And people from different countries use different words. In Australia, they have a lot of shortened idioms. Things are shortened, compressed down to simple things. And I won't understand a lot of those when I go there. So I have to ask people, does that mean this? Oh, okay, I understand. So what that really means is, in order to figure this out, you have to get deep in it. That means that you can't just learn a word and know what it means and then automatically know how to use it. That's why when people say, oh, I memorized 30 words today, I usually just say, who cares? Anybody can do that. It doesn't matter. I don't care how many words you memorized today. You probably just wasted 2 hours. That's probably what you did. Because the goal of learning any language is ultimately to learn to communicate. And to learn to communicate involves being able to choose the right word at the right time. And to choose the right word at the right time, you have to get the feeling for that word in its social context and its different possible meanings in different potential situations. Now, sometimes that's easier. Sometimes the word itself just has a bunch of different definitions, like the word light, for example. A light could be that thing that I'm looking at right now, that is a light, or it could be a more general concept like, oh, there is light in this room. I'm not looking at a specific light. That's an uncountable type. But if something is not heavy, then I could also say that it's light. So it has so many different meanings, but luckily you can look up all of those meanings and understand them fairly easily in the dictionary. However, when it gets to that more complicated stuff of, should I use light or should I use illuminated? Or should I use bright? Which one should you use? Well, I can't answer that question because I don't know what situation you're in right now. And even if I were in that situation that you're in right now, my choice might be better than or different from your choice. Maybe yours would be better than mine. But is there really a better? That's also a subjective thing, right? So I would say there is a chance that choosing the wrong word because you used it in the wrong social context could make you sound awkward. You said that word and people feel uncomfortable. But there's also the chance that you using it is fine and another word is also fine and they just have the same meaning. Like light and bright could potentially have the same meaning sometimes. So I know I'm speaking around it, but the main point is there isn't an easy way. You have to be so in the language and so exposed to the words that you want to use that and their situations that it just comes out of your mouth naturally when you want to use it because you have so much exposure to it. That's really the only way to get there. You have to immerse yourself completely in the language, in the English language. And that means reading every day. That means watching movies and TV shows. That means having people to communicate with on a regular basis in English. That means practicing writing, doing writing exercises, or keeping a diary or something like that. It means all of those things. And if you do all of those things and you just swim around in the language, it will happen by itself. It won't happen quickly. There won't be a simple rule and you'll go, now I know the rule and now I know. It won't be like that. It'll happen over time. It will happen. And there won't be a moment where you'll say, and now I've arrived. It's not an arrived sort of thing. It'll be a gradual sort of process. And that's just the way language goes. It's very subjective. It's very bendy. It's very flexible. And it's very contextual. That means it depends on the situation you're in. And again, just to stress it, there is no ultimate right answer. So you can't say, oh, yes, you chose the right word. That's the right word. You shouldn't have used any of the others. But sometimes that's so subjective that no one can actually say that. If you decide to use that word and it doesn't make people feel awkward and uncomfortable, then maybe that's the perfect word to use. But maybe I wouldn't use that word because I'm a different person and we're not the same. Everyone wants to look for the solution, the easy answer. Oh, if you just do this one thing, then you'll be really good at English. No, sorry. It's a slow process, and it's very gradual. Hopefully that helps, Omar. It's a good question. Guys, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button, follow and subscribe, and of course, check out my full courses in the links in the description.